This is Morgana Starr, one of your fearless leaders here in Awaken Your Intuition. So, let's talk about crystals. We just had a massive, amazing crystal sale at the shop, hosted by Dana, Deva, and our wonderful Natalia Angel. And we're going to do another one Friday. We loved it so much. We want to offer opportunities for you guys to get some good deals, get some of these angelically charged crystals in your hands and in your life. So, fix that camera a little bit. Hi, Eva. So, let's pop on, guys, with your questions. Hi, Elizabeth. And let me see how I can help you guys. I'm going to talk about crystals. Now, I'm going to give you a little history. Lillian, hi. Um, if you guys have particular questions about crystals, now's the time. Crystals are sentient beings. That means they have a mind of their own. They have their own energy. Hi, David. And they're here to help. They're here to assist. And they want to, they have a lot of information encoded in them. When the earth was put together or set up, there were crystals here. And the angels came in and encoded them with memories, with messages, with assistance for us. I'm going to show you some of my personal favorite crystals. And like I was saying, they are sentient beings. So you make a partnership with the crystals. And in that partnership, you have to listen to them. So they're friends. It's kind of like with the angels. When you have your personal angel, people say, well, how do I talk to my angel? Well, you talk to them, they're right there. Don't complicate it. So it's the same with crystals. So the first one I'm going to show you is the most important one. Just ask him, he'll tell you. I'm going to hold him up here so you can see how amazing, gorgeous, beautiful he is. Extremely powerful and very energetic. And if you look closely at, let me turn his little head, you see he's got a little chip. This little baby, he's called Mr. Cinnabar. That's his name. He is a cinnabar crystal. So that's a quartz crystal that has been man infused. He doesn't like me saying this. Man infused to bring this color up. But he says he's much more than that. He'd been on our altar at the store, and one of our gals had dropped him, hadn't told me. And here's something funny about talking about them being sentient. I go into the shop and I knew something was wrong. The energy was off, something was angry. Couldn't figure it out till I saw that he had been chipped. He was not happy. He felt disrespected, and he wanted to come home with me. So he did. Now he lives on our angel altar where we have the statue of Enel, Azrael, and 𝒃𝑒𝑒𝑒. And so he wanted to come back as soon as he heard I was doing something for crystals. He said, I want to come back and talk to the people about crystals. Because people think they own crystals. And that's part of the problem with the human race. We think that we own certain things. We don't. It's a partnership, just like you don't own another person. Now, yeah, our society kind of let us think that we did for a while, and that's why slavery was rampant and has been since the beginning of time on this planet. The angels are trying to change that with free will, and so are the crystals. There's a great book by a gal called Melody, and it's called Love is in the Earth. And I just love the title itself. It's all about crystals and how to create the elixirs, and on about crystals. But the title is, this is the love that's in the earth, and it's here for us to use. And use with respect and use with honor. Mr. Cinnabar himself will charge up certain crystals. We had a crystal skull that came by. One of our students purchased a crystal skull, and he spent 3 days or 7 days, I can't remember what it was, with Mr. Cinnabar, raising his vibration, because that's what Mr. Cinnabar does. And they get really supercharged. So crystals can kind of lose their energy, and especially if you buy them from somebody you don't know, they might be kind of like sad, and their energy might be lackluster, so to speak. But the cool thing about it is, when we purchase our crystals, we have a wonderful vendor, but it takes 2 minutes of them being in our shop, which is basically set up like the temple. It's the temple of the angels. And they get supercharged with that angelic energy. And of course, then for a sale, Dana's touching them, and so they're getting supercharged with that angelic energy and the Reiki energy. So they're like none other. Now, I noticed that on the live somebody asked, and guys, ask questions, please. It'll help me know what I can tell you guys about. Talk about the crystal skull. I have one crystal skull. I'm not, some people are really drawn to crystal skulls, and some are not. I'm not, crystals, or the skull energy does not bother me, but then my dad, who was a preacher, he always wore a skull ring, a sterling silver skull ring, and he said, this is where we came from, this is where we go, and so it's a reminder. But with a crystal skull, it's holding that energy of the human physicality, and then he's an amethyst, and he has been charged by Max the crystal skull, but he came from John of God. And Eva, you said you're scared of him, so thank you for your honesty there. But it's funny, funny story. So Heather, she doesn't mind me telling you because she tells everybody. She's the one that had the crystal skull that she now channels. 3 years ago, she was terrified of the crystal skulls. Fear is something that keeps us from being our greatest. It is a, let me put it this way, it is a tool that the other side uses, the ones that want to control us through fear. And that's where we're not supposed to be, because there is a spiritual battle that goes on. That's why crystals are so awesome, and they support us to raise our vibration. So it helps remove fear. Ooh, so Eva, you're saying something. I'm looking at my crystals. I brought some. They're like, ooh, I want to talk to her, or want to come here. I'm asking which one would help you remove fear. And I'm getting the celestite. Now this one is a celestite, but he's also, let me get him up here. The camera doesn't always show the pretty. I know Dana's going to get some more celestite, and it raises you to an angelic level. The angels aren't afraid of things. And so this is something to remember. If you have fear about something, dive in, see what is causing that fear. Many times our dreams will unlock the reason we have fear. Celestite is a good way to release the fears in the dream state. So a lot of people will sleep with their crystals so that they get information. Now I'm going to give you a caution about that. Be careful which crystal you sleep with. So, amethyst. So a little cluster here. I think he needs a bath. He doesn't look like he needs a bath, but then when I hold him up here, he looks like he needs a bath. The amethyst would be a good thing for you to sleep with. It'll awaken your third eye so that you'll remember your dreams. and then you can start walking into lucid dreaming. Hi, Tammy. Oh, wait a minute. Kelly, what's the best shape of crystal to meditate? I'm glad you asked that question. So, to meditate with, it has to be something that's easy for you. Okay, well, if I'm going to meditate with a crystal, I want to be able to hold it in my hands. Um, this is a good size. This is actually a master healer who's a little bit raw. He's not very polished. He's just kind of cut out. I personally prefer the raw ones. I like the energy in them. And do you see the, wait a minute, do you see the little bumps on it? That, I call those barcodes. And on some of them, and then I rub up and down like this. Where's my other guy? Came along. This is a quartz cluster. And so if you hold one in each hand, this one's a master healer. That's what he's for. Amplify it with the quartz, and you can hold that and really activate the healing within. If for some reason I wasn't feeling good, I'd stick this in my bra and carry it around with me. But if you want to travel, 𝒸𝓈 is a great one. And oh no, they're saying, I love the way the angels like to correct me. Labradorite, one of my faves. I don't even see a labradorite around here right now. And a moldavite. And then have a raw one. But we have moldavite at the store. I wear Where's my camera? Okay. I have moldavite on my ring. It's moldavite and danbarite. If you guys are ever interested in a ring and a certain crystal, let us know. We special order those from an amazing place. I wear this ring all the time. It doesn't come off. Moldavite is a very high vibrational. You have to prepare for moldavite or you'll get headaches. So if you have moldavite in one hand and you have labradorite in the other, you better have a grounding stone nearby, like this guy. It's my favorite grounding crystal. I love this little thing here because it fits right on my cheek and will bring me down. This is a snowflake obsidian. But you will travel. Kelly 𝒸𝓈, change your name there, Kelly. Because Kelly's name, her spirit name is Sabrina, and we celebrate that with her. Let me see. Okay, so Eva, you said you have a celestite. You didn't know what it was for. And I love that because a lot of times we're drawn to the crystals we need. And that's what happens to me. I'll go to a place and I'll be like, oh, and I have to have that crystal. I don't know why, but I can't put it down. Or I do put it down and then I have to come back to it. Excuse me. And so what I would say is that's the crystal you need. And then I go to a book and I read about it. Or it starts talking to me like Mr. 𝒸𝓈. He's lovely. He doesn't like other crystals near him. I just accidentally put this little guy near Mr. 𝒸𝓈, and he's like, get him away from me. He's not as important as me. Crystals have personality. And the more you get to know them, the more you'll see. David, let me see. You said you got a large organite and notice several crystals inside. Do they need to be recharged or need special care? That's a great question. Organite does not need that. Organite doesn't need clearing, and neither does smoky quartz or tourmaline. Where's my tourmaline? Or shungite. Shungite and tourmaline. I have a little crystal pyramid that my Russian shaman friend gave me from Russia. But shungite does come from Russia, but she gave that to me. But the shape, back to Kelly Sabrina's question, is shapes do have energy in them. So because this is a pyramid, it's going to amplify the energy. It's going to bring in that energy. Oh, guys, we have the moldavite. I was so surprised that no one bought the moldavite from the store that's in a pyramid. And it's in this stone, malachite. Now they're heavy, I was in the shop the other day, and I'm always, people may think I'm gullible, but I'm not. So I go and I picked it up. I thought, oh, I hope they got the real stuff, because the fake stuff, and I learned the hard way, is real lightweight. But if it's heavy, it's real moldavite, or not moldavite, malachite. So I'm going to turn him around so you see who he is. So this came actually from Africa. I was raised in Africa, and one of the things, as well as my panther tooth here, or leopard tooth, which represents panther for me. But here's our little guy that is bringing in that energy of the malachite. And the reason I wanted to talk about malachite is because those amazing crystals, those pyramids in the shop. Oh, you guys, when Dana picked it up, and a lot of times this, and I think she talked about this on the live, you get the information straight from the crystal, because you could have another pyramid of a moldavite that you get somewhere else. It's not going to have the same stuff, but both those moldavites, if you want to learn about your past lives, I keep calling them moldavite, malachite. If you want to learn about your past lives, you need that. They will unlock for you. I'm getting chills. Lemuria, Egypt, Atlantis, and they're also saying, and from the stars. If you're drawn to that shape, the pyramid shape, you are freaking not from this planet. You are starseed. Look that up. And then you'll understand why you feel like you don't belong in this world, and you're like, I don't want to be here. Get me out. But those particular ones, and then we only have 2 in the shop. You guys, call the shop tomorrow and reserve one of them. And if you say that you saw this live, they will give you, you have to tell them, because I'll forget to tell them, they get a 10% discount off of whatever the price is, which I don't remember what it is. It's not going to be as good as the sale, but it's still a good deal. I mean, your past lives, and you can sit with it in front of you. You can hold the energy of it. You can, if you really want to travel, do the moldavite in one hand, and we have it. It can be a small little piece. We have some of those in the shop too, and a piece of labradorite in the other. You will freaking travel. And the only thing I'll ask from you guys, if you do that, is to record. Either voice record or type it up, write down your journey, because you'll forget it afterwards. And I'd love to hear about it. Hi, Monica. Sabrina Kelly. The Master Healer is a blue quartz. Calcite has healing abilities. That does not mean that some of the other stones do not have healing abilities. As I said, it depends on that crystal. And Kelly, oh my God, that malachite face shook your entire body. Yeah, he's something else, that's for sure. But see, mask, we all wear masks, don't we? A lot of people think that this is who we are. It's not. We wear different masks, or, we call them hats. You're either a wife, a mother, a daughter, a son, a father, a business person, on and on. You wear those different hats. And, this is not ourselves. This is our skin suit we're wearing. And what we're doing with the crystals is we're raising our vibration so that we can get to the next level, so we can start evolving. Oh, gosh, I got to show you something else. You guys ready? I love this one. Obsidian mirror. Oh, is he dirty? Oh, no. Now you see I didn't dust him. Oh, I'm going to be in so much trouble. You know what you can do with this? I have something here for him right in my desk. So I'm going to make him happy. Give him a little bit of love, because apparently I was not. And now you can see him a little better. Oh, there's still some There you go. So these are actually called scrying mirrors. And I have him sitting on his little stand here. So what's nice about this is it helps you zone out and get to the right place so you can get some more messages. It's another way you can have him sitting. Look at him, unfocus your eyes, hold a quartz, because quartz will amplify anything. So you're going to hold your quartz, and it doesn't have to be a real big quartz. I think, well, here's a Tibetan quartz I've got here. So you could hold that, and there you go. You're going to travel. You're going to see things in there through your third eye. And you may eventually get so good that you're going to see it with your physical eye. I show you my little Tibetan quartz. Isn't he cool? The camera does not do him justice. Oh, and these guys, and Angel, you said you love these. We have different sizes of these at the shop too. And I put my fingerprint on it, and he's not happy with me. Sorry. They will scold you. I gotta tell you my 𝒸𝓈 story. So this guy was a gift. And I was teaching a crystal class, and when the gal came back the next week, it was like a 4-week class, she said, I need this crystal. Or she had it. She brought it to me. She goes, it's for you, Morgana. I knew when I bought it, it was not for me. And I was like, I loved him. I loved him so much. And she said, she goes, I'm so glad to get him out of my house. He's so egotistical. And so she was really tuned in. And he's not egotistical. He just knows he's the best. He's confident in who he is. And he manifests prosperity. So he told me to take $100 bill, a real $100 bill, and put it in front of him. And again, he sits on our angel altar. And so I did. And then one day I needed that $100 bill. So I grabbed it and I put a printed one from paper up there for him. 2 days later, Tim comes to me. He hands me that piece of paper and he says, Mr. Cinnabar says, get this the frack out of my face. I don't want it. Give me the real one. And I said, oh, darn it. He knows I have another $100 bill that I just manifested and it's in my wallet. So I pulled it out and gave it to him. Excuse me. Whoops. I knocked my drink or my thing over. And then there's Yishiel baby that I have to sit in her special chair so she can help. There she goes. Okay. Sorry, getting back to this. So Kelly, Sabrina, yes, you can put other crystals on top of this mirror. You can set them. And you know what? I love that question because I would not have thought of doing that. That's why you're in the advanced mastery class. Because you're getting information from the angels. There's other ways to supercharge them. Obsidian basically is a grounding stone. So if you need them grounded or cleared, here you go. And selenite, here you go, it's a little cube. And with selenite, see how it's a little flaky? I don't want to, I already did one on my computer screen, a little flake of it. So I'll get that later, but never wash it. Because they say, cleanse your crystals and stuff like that. You have to be careful how you cleanse certain crystals. And don't put malachite in water either. It'll give off a poisonous fume. So you can cleanse it in salt water, or more, even better, stick it on one of our charging plates in the with selenite. So we have some flat charging plates at the store. And you know what? If any of this is speaking to you and you need it right away, some of these we won't be having at the sale, but we do have in the store right now. And just call the store and say, I want it. I saw I want the obsidian mirror. I want the malachite. I need a selenite charging plate. If I could talk, it'd help. Um, and Morgana promised me 10% off the listed price. Um, ooh, so here's one of Dana and my favorites. This is a huge chunk of pyrite. The fairies love this. And this sits actually at the feet of the 𝒸𝓈 statue that we have on our altar. So he wanted to come in here just for the show. David, I have a selenite angel from my daughter that I love. Oh, that's wonderful. Kelly, I like UV light in my crystals. That's cool too. Let's see, what else did I show you? Rose quartz. This is something everybody needs. And again, I'm very partial to this does not show the color very well because this is a really deep. Oh, I was going to hold it under the light, but then you can't see out of the camera. Love. Everyone needs rose quartz in your life. It heals the heart. And if you give it a certain purpose and you charge it for that purpose, it will send it out through the whole house, healing. If your house is kind of like in turmoil, rose quartz. It can add peace and tranquility if people are being crazy. I like to joke and say, yeah, throw it at them and then they'll calm down. But about charging them and clearing them, there's a specific way that's done. If you go to awaken-institute.com, there is a crystal class on there. And right now, it's a limited time. It's going to go away, guys. Just saying. It's going to disappear. We had taken the price way down. And that is a limited time. So for $33, you get an hour-long crystal class. It'll go into a lot more detail about crystals. If you're needing some power in your life, bring this guy in. I wish it could show. Ooh, there you can see a good picture of it. Isn't that beautiful? He is a citrine, and it helps with your power and again with prosperity. So money stones are the pyrite, the citrine, and malachite. Malachite is also good. It's called the traveler's stone. So if you're traveling, have a piece of malachite with you. We have some, I think we have some pieces in this shop besides the big pyramids. So Sabrina, you're asking the best way to clear with smoke. Is sage okay for that? Sage is okay for that if you like the smell of sage. Frankincense works, but a lot of people have allergies to smoke, so you can you want to be careful with that. If it works for you, fine. Do it. Do it, do it, do it. Ooh, I want to show you something else. Let's see if that picks up. I thought it did earlier. Did you see the it's like a crystal within a crystal in there? Turn him around. I love this guy. He's a lithium quartz. So he's kind of specialized and he helps clear out a lot of issues in the physical body. That's part of what these guys do. And then these little points. These are, see, eat the baby of him. I can't even remember what these are called. My mind went blank. Obelisk. We're going to have a lot of these at the crystal sale this Friday. And it's going to be at 6 o'clock, guys. And it's only going to go like a couple hours and then we're done. So you got to get there, be ready. Be ready to get the crystals that are charged specifically for you. Eva, I have a wand in selenite with a side point flat. How to clean or have the point going which way? If you can use selenite to clean yourself. I think that's what you're asking, but if it's not, clarify. And you can take it up to clear your aura, and just kind of like this, and take it down. When you get more advanced, I'm just kind of a crazy person. So this is magic. He doesn't look magic, but look at him. And he's not a crystal, but he's amazing. He's from the earth, and he's from Ireland. Very magical energy. So you could even clear energy with something like that when you get more advanced in your work, because it's basically taking the energy out. The other thing that you can use is some of the wands we have in the shop. Our amazing magical Natalia Angel. She created these wands, and she's powerhouse, Reiki master, and very connected with the angels. And they have crystals on them. And so you take a wand like that has the crystals, because it's amplifying your energy, and you can use that to clean as well. And I do it in a sweeping motion, as you see, to clear things out. And then you can activate. Sabrina said she used it like boom to add extra power to something she was writing, to cause that energy to manifest. So it's very, very powerful. We have those in the shop too. Yeah, you can feel his magic, can't you, Sabrina? If you don't change that name pretty soon, I'm gonna beat you. So we talked about Organite, and we're working on some new that we'll be making. But here is, I was looking at his color, because up here he looks blue, but he is actually an amethyst with sacred geometry on him. And the Organite, so you got the crystals in there, you got the Organite energy, you got the energy of the symbol of the sacred geometry that encodes your DNA. So look at that for a second. I'm getting off topic, but see that? That is what our very DNA is made of, is that sacred geometry. And you've got to learn to activate it. We're going to have this amazing 4-day workshop, 2 days or 2 weeks in a row on a Saturday and a Sunday. Intense. You're going to feel like you are drinking through a fire hose, but it will elevate your energy so freaking high. So it's a life changer. But it all deals with sacred geometry, healing like none other. Because when Dana and I do the workshop, we bring in 𝒸𝓈, Azrael, Metatron, and Enel. And all of that energy amplified is incredible. And then that is something you will be able to use for yourself and for your friends and family. Kelly, bibbidi bobbidi boo, baby. You're so cute. Yes, wands are fun, but be careful. So they do have a lot of power, because they amplify your power. So make sure you're in a good space when you do that. This is why we recommend our Soul Solution course, our 12-week Soul Solution course. So many people are out there struggling. They're having a hard time. And we're hearing this over and over from people, that I can't get past this, and okay, I'll take this course after I've dealt with this personal stuff in my life. That's what the course is for, to help you deal with the personal stuff in your life. There's no reason for you to struggle by yourself. We were talking about that on our course class earlier today. We have each other, and we have each other's backs. So you can talk to these people about some of the things that are happening to you. And it's a beautiful thing. Anybody else have questions about crystals? Just remember that, I wanted to mention one other thing, because I was like, I've had crystals and then I don't, and I give them away. Some of them are crystals that I've had as jewelry. Certain ones will never leave me. This isn't a crystal, but this will never leave me, because it's too much a part of me. And Mr. Cinnabar, he's going to be with us. I've had some other crystals. I had this beautiful piece of selenite once. And I was told to give it to one of my students. And I didn't want to. It was his birthday. And I'm like, okay, I can give it to him. But it was kind of like a push-pull energy. I'm like, here, no, I don't want to give it to you. And the crystal's going, no, I want to go to him. No, I want to keep you. No, I want to go to him. No, I want to keep you. Well, I was being freaking selfish. The crystal is a sentient being. It knows what it wants. When you tune into that level of it, it's incredible where you'll go. So these crystals are not here, and we talk about them, and we sell them on our fun little sales, and we have them in the shop, but they're not just here for you just to hold on to and feel good about yourself. They're much more than that. They're almost, some of them even have the entities in them. Not all of them do. Skulls, this guy, he has an entity. He just kind of hangs out. He doesn't talk a lot. And then Kelly, you notice that with this guy. He definitely has an entity involved with him. And Mr. 𝒸𝒹 has an entity. He's I would call him a person, but that would be rude to him because he's much more than a person. So you guys, get to the crystal class, put it on your calendar, 6 o'clock this Friday, 6 o'clock Eastern Standard, Friday. Be ready. And we're going to have some one-of-a-kind crystals. They're not the normal ones that we have in the shop. However, if there's something here in the shop that you saw, like this guy, or you want a charging station, or you want to know about your past lives, get that malachite pyramid, and that's special, that 10% off. Hey guys, we're only going to have that for today. Not today. Store's not open today. Only through Wednesday. So you got 2 days. And then get ready for the other sale. So, and Marcella, thanks for being here. Marcella is one of our mastery students, actually in an advanced mastery too. Took our soul solutions. She's a graduate. It's a 12-week course. It's transformational. It's a foundational course. It'll heighten your abilities. It'll connect you with the crystal kingdom. It's going to connect you with your chakras. It'll heal and balance. Oh, hi, Heather. She's one of our mastery students too, and a graduate of the Soul Solution course. So guys, you don't miss out on this. And go to awaken-institute.com. You'll be able to see our crystal class. It's only going to be up there for a little bit. And then also do our master class. And then if that resonates with you, then book a call with us when you're really ready to get serious and develop. When you're ready to quit making excuses and you don't want to get stuck in this 3D world, because worrying and fear is no fun, guys. David, I'm glad you're getting to the shop tomorrow. I'm sorry I won't be able to get in there. I got my schedule booked full tomorrow, but I'll meet you in person soon. So I'm glad you're picking up your crystals, and please go look at that malachite pyramid. And if it just draws you in, then it's time for you to start exploring your past lives. Meditate with that. And it's just there for special people. So I love you guys. And yes, Kelly. Kelly just started this journey, her spirit journey. How long ago was that, Kelly? I think it was January of 2020. And she really hadn't done much before then. And with her spiritual walk, and now she's channeling Archangel Aniel. So, she wasn't sitting on her hands, and she wasn't making excuses. She just dove in with both feet. So, giving you guys all lots of love, and we will see you all soon. Don't forget the crystal sale this Friday, and have that wonderful Dana Deva give you some information, and we get some good deals on some of the partners of the Crystal Kingdom that are calling to you to manifest miracles in your life, bring you peace, healing, and prosperity. Sending y'all love. Bye.